Yeah, I hope you remember, like we can create the Django application in two places, either in command prompt or in PyCharm we can do, but better way, as I mentioned already, PyCharm we can continue. So I already opened the terminal. So as previously class, I already show you like how to open the terminal and how to open the PyCharm and all the stuff I clearly explained you people. So today I'm just to the continuation. I'm going directly. I opened already terminal. So just I'm going to be creating a new application. And after creating the new application, I will show you the how to configure the index file or the starting HTML for our application. By that we'll complete the previous class revision, and then we can start how to add the static components. And this I already did as a one part of as an application. I will show you first before that one by one, and then we can go for our application. Okay, so as you know, so first if you want to create a new application in Django, so we should use a command called so django-admin, and followed by we should give the what we can say that create project, sorry, start project and project name. Let's take, I'm giving, okay, login project I'm giving. Okay, just for understanding. Yeah, it's created now. So now as I mentioned already, cd we have to give the project name, so that is login project. And once it is moved to the inside of the project, we have to create a new application within the project. Yes, it is done now. We have to give the command like python space manage.py and followed by project app name. So let's take, I'm giving login app. So if you want to see physical in the structure, yes, we can able to see that also, as we already covered. See here, this is the project what just now we created. Under that, when you go for see login project and manage.py came, but the application didn't create. I think something happened. Yeah. So we missed the start app command. So now once again I'm typing python manage.py start app, okay, followed by login app. So that is the command for creating a new application in the Django. So now it will create a new application with the name called login app. Yes, it is done. See that login app created. So up to here the application is created as our expectation. So now we have to create an HTML file, and that should be integrated as a home page. That is the first target what today we are going to be doing as part of revision. So for that, as I said, some steps we have to take care. So out of the first step is we have to open the settings.py. Okay, and under the settings.py, if you observe that there is a list called installed apps, where you need to mention the app which we created just now, so within the single quotes. So what is the app we created? Login app, right? So login app and followed by comma. So this is the one thing you need to do in the settings.py of the same application. And also just check it out whether the static folder is configured or not below in the respect to settings.py. So if it is not there, we have to enable it. Yeah, it is there. See that if you observe the line number 121, static URL slash static and slash, so it is there or not, just confirm yourself. So this is basically used for adding the static content to your application, like images, videos, audios, or CSS styles, whatever the external sources you want to add to the application, that everything we are adding in the static folder. So to do that only this configuration is required. Okay, so that is the first thing you have to take care. Yeah, that is very clear and well defined is there. So I'm just closing the settings.py. Okay, and now the second task you need to take care is creation of HTML page. So that is what we are creating here. The two, I'm just going to creating the two pages. One is index, that is like before class we explained like home page. And the second thing we want today I want to create about us. Okay, So these two pages I want to create. One is about us, and the other one is home page. Okay. So now for that we require to follow the step like, first you need to open the application which you created here and right click on the application. You need to create a new folder called, so here in this Python terminology we call directory, but it is a folder. So now give the folder name as a templates. So this is a mandatory name in the Django. So you have to create a folder templates, and under the templates folder create all the HTML files which you require for your application. So here as I mentioned, I just want to create two HTML files. So one is like index.html, another one is about.html. Okay, that I'm going to be creating here. So new HTML file, the first one I'm going to be creating index.html. Yes, it is created successfully, and the title of the page I'm giving here is as a index. Okay, similarly I'm going to be creating in the templates a new HTML file called what I told you, about us, right? So about.html. So this is the second page what I created here. So here title I'm giving about. And now under this particular index.html, just I want to give the heading as to indicate this is the page. So I'm giving like index, and here I'm giving welcome to Django. Okay, so this is what I given in index. And in the about, just for sake of understanding, I'm giving h1 about us. Okay, I'm giving a small paragraph over here. So we are Django folks to develop the, okay, to develop the dynamic websites. We are Django folks to develop the dynamic websites using Python. Okay, so just a simple little paragraph I given here. Yeah. So my about is completed and index also completed. Okay. So now whenever you run this application, by default it will show the, it need to show the index. It is not showing, but it has to show. So for that we require to configure a few things as I suggested before also, but once again I will repeat the same thing to make it easy for you people. So first we require to open the views.py in the same application which where you create the templates. Okay, so open the views.py where you need to create a functions like how many redirections you require, that many functions you have to create. In Python, if you want to create a function, we will use def keyword. So def followed by function name. So I will give the a brief comment over here. So syntax here for writing the function def followed by function name and followed by any arguments you can pass, and then colon, and then you can write the code. Okay, so this is the general syntax for function in a Python. Okay, so now similar to that we require to create two functions here. One function is for redirecting to the index.html, and one function is to redirecting to the about.html. Okay, so two functions we require to redirect from our HTML to HTML. Okay, and remember in by Django it is not supporting our regular redirections. Like example in HTML we can give anchor tag directly, right? So that won't be done, but anchor tag we'll use, but to map the Python functions to navigate to the HTML. So for that I'm writing def. So I'm writing a simpler way, open index. Okay, so here it will take a default argument called request, and now we have inbuilt method like return render. There is a inbuilt function render. It takes the first argument is request only, the which we are passing defaultly, and after the request you need to pass the template name, nothing but your HTML name where you want to redirect. So we know that here we are moving to the index.html and put it into the double quotes. So index.html, and the last one is a dictionary, so which will generally use it to carry the data from here Python to HTML. That means in index.html, if you want to supply some data or if you want to send some data, so where we will use this particular dictionary. So like we have, for example, I will tell you like how to pass that very simple way approach I will tell you. So let's take example here what I'm trying to do. So here I'm giving um, title I'm sending. Okay, so title, so what is the title I want to send here is, let's take, yeah, I'm giving Django. Okay, so this is the title what I'm passing. So it's optional, again it's not mandatory. If you want to pass that you can pass, otherwise not required. Okay, so now in the index if you open that same title, see in welcome to Django we written, right? Instead of that we can use that title. Okay, so what is the title here? Title. Okay, so now this title won't be printed as a title, this title will be printed as a Django, because we are passing from the Django back to the backend. So like that you can pass the data from Python to HTML also, and that data we can print by using double curly brackets. Okay, whenever you type something within the double curly, and that value can try to fetch information from the Python. Okay, so where to get the data. And now we have to create one more function, that is open about. Okay, so like that how many navigations you require, that many you have to create in the Python. Okay, so similarly same approach, so just you can write return render, followed by you have to give the request comma about.html and comma and open curly bracket. I don't want to send anything to the about, just I'm giving empty. So this is the second step you need to take care when we are navigating in the Django. So first thing, yeah, I hope you understand as of now. So totally three steps I told you as of now. One is the creation of the project and application. Second thing, creation of checking the settings.py whether that static fault is there or not, and we have to include the application name in the settings, installed apps in the settings.py. And third thing, you have to create the templates, I mean to say HTML files in the templates folder, so which are used for displaying the data. And finally we have to properly define the functions to navigate or to move to the respective HTMLs in the views.py in the same application whatever you created login app. Okay, so up to here if you have any doubts ask me, I will repeat once again, otherwise I will go to the next step to continue the class. Is there any doubt as of now? Is there any doubt up to here? Please ask me. I will repeat the things. Otherwise, I will continue the class. And you can type in the chat box or you can speak out. I already given the permission to speak up. So I mean that in the two WebEx. So if you want, you can speak up, or if you can even chat also. Anything is okay for me. But please raise the doubts if you have. If not, ping me at least that also. We don't have any doubts. You can ping someone so that I can continue the class.
Hello, sir.
Yeah. Tell me.
Could you please repeat the HTML
Okay. Okay.
related?
Definitely.
Thank you.
See, for example, if you want to create an HTML files as part of your project, so here we have to follow some what we can say that rules. I can say that. So that is the first one. In the application where you cannot create the HTMLs wherever you require. Just you have to create a folder called templates under the application where you want to create the HTMLs, and under the templates folder only you have to create all the HTML files. So right click on the templates and create a new file, so where you can able to see the HTML name. Okay, and after that in that particular HTML whatever the content you want to showcase to the customer, or whatever the content you want to display to the end user, so that you can type and you can save it. That's all. And the next point, to open this HTMLs you have to create the navigation functions in the Python, so that is views.py. So in the views.py also, the file which will, if you observe that the file will be in the same folder only, login app only, where you create the templates. Open that one and you can type the functions for all the navigation. For example, here 2 HTML, so I written the 2. Like that, if you have the 10 HTMLs, you should first of all create 10 navigation methods. Otherwise we can't navigate to the respective HTML in the Python Django application. You have to create such a way that the function should be navigated to this particular renders only. Okay, so that is this is a basic syntax for opening an HTML file in the Django. So is this points clear? Totally 3 points you have to take care. One is create the templates folder, create the HTML files, and then create these functions in the views.py. Is this clear?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Okay. So any other doubts? Okay, good. So now the next step we have to take care is we need to map these functions in the urls.py, because as an end user he cannot directly use the function names as an outcome. For example, if you open the Google, you will type www.google.com or slash some profile, but you are not typing any function name over in the URL at any cost as an end user. So that's why we have to create the URLs for this particular functions what we created so far to navigate the HTMLs. Okay, so that we will do in the urls.py. So that is available in the project which you created called login project. If you expand here, you can observe the settings.py, similarly urls.py. Settings.py, I already explained what is the user purpose of this. And now urls. So in the URLs, mostly as I mentioned, so URLs are nothing but where it will map your views, or where it will map the functions what you creating to navigate the HTMLs. Okay, and now to do that, first thing we have to import the views file in the URLs, because if you observe the structure clearly, the views file is in the application level and URLs in the project level, so that both are in the not the same folder. If both are in same folder, definitely you can use directly, but it is in the different folders, so we are required to import the respective file in the URL. So how to import it means, so from you can give the project name. So what is the project name? Here you can say that login app, and from login app import what is the file name here, views.py. So views, I can say that simply. So from login app we are importing the views, and now you can define the paths for the two functions which we defined in the views.py. One is open index and the one open about. So we can write path bracket open single quote. So first one, as I mentioned, that is the default page, so we can give empty, and then after we have to give the views dot the function name. So what is the function name? Here I'm mapping open index, and comma name equal to, simply we can give the index page name. Okay, and the similarly comma we have about also, right? So again single quote, but for about I'm mapping to about. Okay, about, and now views dot open underscore about, and similarly I'm giving name equal to about. So likewise, how many redirections functions you defined in the views.py, that many URLs you have to write here. Okay, so by this URL only we are calling as a customer in the browser. So by not the with the name called open about, we are not using here. We are using only what we call the URL what we given, like about or empty, these URLs only we are using. So this is the next step you have to take care for mapping the HTML files in the Django. So as of now clear. So this is the last step. So it mapping is done from our side. Now we can able to start our execution part. I mean that we can start the execution. So everything is done for setting up the HTMLs. So can I start execution? Yeah. So I'm thinking is good. So now if you want to run the application, as we know, so hello, hello, anyone? Okay. So Python manage.py, and we have an option to run the application run server. Okay. So Python manage.py run server is a command to run the application what just you created, and enter. So now it will generate a local URL. So that will map your application. Okay. So now please wait until that, because it will do the totally internally, it will compile the code and it will check the all the validations, and finally it will generate the URL. Yes, see the URL generated, and now you can click on that. So see that by default it is showing index and welcome to Django. So if you observe that Django is coming from the Python, but though it is showing here. Okay, now if you want to display the about, as I mentioned, you can write slash followed by about. Okay, so now you see it is not showing, page not found. Why? Name equal to about, and about is there still. Why it is not redirecting? So empty page is properly configured, but about is not properly. Okay, I think so the slash is not required. Maybe we can try to remove this. Okay, so save this. Yeah, now we will try once again. Yes, see that about us, we are Django folks to develop the dynamic websites using Python. Okay, so now like this the URLs we are mapping. So like that all the URLs you can map, but as a customer he is not that much capacity to remember the all the URLs, right? So for that only we'll generally will keep maintain the menus. So that I will tell you right now. Okay, so now in the HTML where we are creating, yeah, index.html is there, right? So here what I'm trying to do, you see ul. So here I'm writing li anchor tag h reference, and as we know the empty URL is nothing but home. Okay, so that is slash means empty URL. Okay, so first as a home I'm creating, and the home means main page, and the second thing I'm creating for the about. So the customer is easily access the all the pages and navigating the all the pages by through using menu. That is the provision to customers general. That's why we will maintain the menus, and this is about. Okay, and in the as we mentioned already, we just clear the about. Similarly, now you have to capture the same menu in all the pages to navigate front and back. Okay, so now in the about us also we are going to be creating the same menu. Okay, so now I'm just adding the changes. So one more thing you have to remember, whenever you did the any changes in this particular application, it will automatically will update in the application level. So just you can refresh that, it will do the changes what we made on that. So you can see that we got the two links, home and about. If you click on home, so the same page only we are getting, see that. And if you click on the about, the user will go to the about us. Now similarly, when you click on about, it will go to the when you click on home, you come back to the main page like this. See that, welcome to Jog. Likewise you can come and I mean that going from HTML, I mean that one page to another page. So this is how we are navigating from one page to another page in the Django. So as of now, if any doubts, so as of now, if you have any doubts, you can tell me. Otherwise, I will. This is what we covered a new point, navigation. And now I will continue the static content. How to add the static content like images or CSS? How to add to our web application? I will tell you now. Yeah, I hope you understand as up to here. So now see, if I want to add an image into the home page, assume that just I'm just a simple example I will tell you. So if I want to add any images into the web page, so again there should be a process we have to follow. So first of all, in the same application, in which application you want to add the image, create a folder name called static. Okay, so the name of the folder we called static, as like templates we have to create a folder called static. So under the static folder you can add images, videos, audios, and any documents like PDFs or Word documents or CSS or JavaScript. So all the external content to the Python you can add into static folder, and that you can utilize in the HTML or Python wherever you require. Okay, but in this folder only you should maintain all the contents. So to make it separation, or to make it more simplification, you can create subfolders in the static. Like example, in the static I'm going to be creating a directory called CSS, where I can create the CSS part, and in the static where I can create the directory like images, so where I can place all the images for the project. And in the static I can create a folder called documents, so where I can store all the documents like example PDFs or words. So like that you can keep a separate structure for that maintenance. Okay, so now for this time being, first I want to store an image and I want to display that image into the home page, or we call home page, right? Yeah, this is the home page, right? Welcome to. So here I want to display that image. Okay, so to do that, first you need to copy that image into this particular folder. So just I'm taking a image from my system as a temporary image. Yeah, so there is a image, I'm just taking the copy like agile image. So this agile image I'm just want to copy into the my project, just what I'm showing to you. Okay, now go to the PyCharm and right click on the images folder and paste it, whatever the image we copied now. So you can paste it, and it is in the name agile.jpg. Just to make a note on that. Okay, because we need to map it. So that is the image what I mentioned here, agile.jpg. Okay, so now if I want to add that image, so you can write img, and now src is equal to, okay, here very important. So if I'm using like the directly in src, what is the name, agile.jpg, it doesn't work now. That is the main point I want to highlight. If you go for traditional static HTML, or if without what I can say that Python project, if you go for Java project or .NET, you can, as mentioned the agile. You can, it will work, it doesn't make any problem. But generally we will use a name called images. Anyway, it is in the images folder, so we can write images slash. Okay, like this we can write. But when coming to the Django or Python, it doesn't work like that, because as I mentioned already, it always works based on the URL based approach. It doesn't work based on directly name of the files. So to do that, we have to do the two steps again. Okay, I mean that two steps in the sense, two lines of code we have to write. First one, we have to write the I mean that we have to indicate to that web page we are using the static content. So we are going to be implementing static content in this HTML. So to do that, we have to use a tag called load static. Okay, so at the start of the HTML page, like whatever the HTML we are writing, so whatever the HTML code we are writing, to the start, I mean that after, even after the HTML or after the doc type or before the doc type also, just you can add this line of code. Okay, so yeah, I mean to say after the HTML. Yeah, yes. So now you have to add this line to this instructing to this particular Django or Python. So in this particular template, in this particular HTML, we are going to be loading the static data. So to that, we are using this particular line of code. Okay, so percent less than, I mean the curly bracket percentile load static. Okay, and now as part of the URL whatever we are using statically, we should use this particular static culture now. Okay, so for that we have to take percentile. If it is URL, we can use the URL, but if it is a source, so we can use directly src. Okay, so just a second. Yeah, this is the structure how we are using. Okay, so now take this structure like src, instead of this we can use this one. Okay, and now whatever the name of the file you given, that you have to give in this place. Okay, so this is the approach what we have to follow when you want to inject an image into the Django application. Okay, similarly CSS also. Okay, similarly CSS files also will be loading as similar to like this only. Okay, so now I will show you that also. Let's take example. I want to give the red color to this particular h1. Okay, so for that I'm giving a class equal to hdng. Okay, so heading. So this heading style I want to define in the CSS. So for that, under the CSS folder, new, and you can take the, see there is no specific CSS name, right? You can take the empty file. So file and styles dot CSS. Okay, yes, where you can type the name called dot hdng, the class we are indicating dot. And now here I'm indicating color red. Don't confuse, it is a CSS styles in the HTML only. So if you want to look on that, you just go to W schools, you can go through that styles also. Okay, and now it is done from our side, and now we have to highlight this into the linking. So for that we have to add that file. So link h reference is equal to, similarly there is a relation tag also equal to style sheet. Okay, yes, it is done, but as usual the path you have to capture similar to this only, h reference. Yeah, but only the thing here in the images we have to write css, and in the agile.jpg we have to write styles dot css. Okay, so this is the approach what we will use. Yeah, so almost the done from my side. Like one is image adding, and second thing is css styles adding. Okay, so now going to the main page and refresh it, you can able to see how it is happening. So we are expecting one is image to load and the color has to be run, but both the things is not happen. So we'll rerun the code. What happened we'll see. So control C for stopping the server. Okay, once again you can run the server, we'll check it out what happened. But still it is showing it is not 404 means the file is miss, it is showing the file is missing. But we'll see what happened. We are trying to rerun the code. So now I'm just running that once again. Yes, see, we didn't run it right, that's why that it's not reflected. If you observe now, see, the index and welcome to Django change it to red color. If you observe, because of the red color what we mentioned in the style. Okay, and the image what we loaded, if you observe that, we are able to see the image over here, that is agile image. If you see here the image, we are able to successfully loading into the application. So this is the approach. Like if you are adding any more styles, yes, it will apply. For example, I'm just giving, like you see, text to decoration. Okay, so text to decoration I'm giving as an underline, so that means you will get an underline of the respective text. And if you want to give some border to that, yes, we can give border one fix. These are all you should learn as part of CSS. Okay, anyway I will teach you this all things in upcoming. Okay, so don't worry. And now I'm giving padding means some space will come, so 10 pixel. Yeah, this is what I giving the styles, a basic styles. And now go to here, see, you will get a border and the some space. See that to the content you will get a underline, and if you observe that there is a one box came. So that is how, if you know the CSS, you can make more beautiful and more stylish the website as per your requirement. Okay, so that is all about CSS and images adding into the web page, Nana. So likewise, how many images you want to add, that many you can add as part of this particular what we can say that images. Like the same approach what we used here, the same approach you should continue that. In the similarly styles, so once you add this style file, you can add many styles as part of this particular style file. Okay, so even the last part for today class, document. So as I mentioned, even you can include the documents also as part of this particular application. So for that I'm just capturing one document on PDF. I can take any PDF, is not no problem, but this PDF I'm taking for our just simplicity. And here I'm just giving the under the docs. Okay, new, sorry, not new, paste it. And the name is looks very big, so I'm just change it to road. Okay, I'm taking a road.pdf. And now this is the document what I want to show you in this particular HTML only again, or otherwise I can go with about, because we have about, right? So where I just want to display this particular image. So to display the document in HTML, generally we'll use iframe. Okay, so iframe src. Similarly again, the attribute is same, only the thing is we have to pass the URL again. So curly bracket Yeah, two things we have to take care again. It is separate page, right? So first one we have to write the curly bracket percentile space load static and then percentile close. This is the first thing you have to take care. And then after here in the URL, here we can write load stat. Sorry, 1 second. Yeah, percentile static. Yeah. So percentile again percentile curly bracket close, and here we can write static and space single quote. So docs, am I right? So under that ROAD dot PDF. Okay, single quote close. That's all. So now again we are adding the new document. You can refresh the application so that it will work fine. Yeah, once again I will run that. Yeah, now you can refresh the same application once again. Yeah, we did the change in the about, so go to the about once again. So see here, we are Django folks and some document space allocated, but yes, see that. Now you can able to see the document in the web page. So the entire web page is loaded. But if you want to increase this, yes, we can do that. We can do by even styles or height and width. That's all. So width I'm giving as an 100% to make it simplified. Okay, and height I'm giving some 300 pixel. Okay, and now you can refresh that page. You will get to see the 100% width, and there's a document full view document. See that? So now you can able to see this particular document, and if you observe that in many websites also you can able to see this kind of view in the websites, online view of the documents, right? So like you can even download option you can have and print option you have. As per your requirement you can utilize any of that. Okay, so now you see all the documents whatever we have here you can able to see on the screen level. So this is in the home we are adding the image and as well as CSS. So like that the external content whatever we have on your mind with respect to the project you can add it to the application and you can display to the customer. Okay, so this is all about the external content with respect to Django. So today as part of this session I covered totally four things. One is revising of the previous class, like how to create a project and application and how to start, I mean that run the application. And second thing, how to create the HTML files as part of the application and how to map them. And third thing, how to create the links, or I can say that menu, navigation menu for the HTML pages what we created. And then we created a static folder where we are integrating the images or files or the styles, how to add it I explained by using static folder. So these are the things we covered. Please go through that and you can do the practice. I will share the video today itself. And still if you are facing any issues or any doubts if you are getting while you're doing the practice, ask me on like next class, that is I think Thursday. Yeah, Thursday you can ask me all the things. And still if you have any questionnaires or anything you can ask me on Thursday. Okay, so have a nice day and thanks. So if you have any doubts please ask me, otherwise I'm quit the class. Any doubts as of now? Okay, in that case we can round up the class.